John Fury, ang ama ni WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, has claimed that he would fight heavyweight legends Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield in the same night. Sipin niyo yan? He boasted about how he is not cheap apparently. Sabi daw niya, hindi pwede, hindi naman ako mumurahin na nalalaban. And he would demand 1 million pounds, mga kaibigan, 69 million pesos for it. Just to give you a background on John Fury, ladies and gentlemen, itong former bare-knuckle fighter boxed 13 times as a professional with a record of 8 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. The last time he did so was in 1995, but since then, he has recently been training his sons, namely Tyson and light heavyweight Tommy Fury, who is 22 years old. Now, how does this story treat you, Mr. Songalia?
You know, believe it or not, I'm not the biggest fan of this fight. And the reason why is, why? Who cares? I don't get it. Like, you know, what reporter thought like, hey, you know, it's a great story. Let's ask like this elderly father of a heavyweight champion, what do you think? You know what I mean? Like, who thought this is a good idea to print this story? This is at a certain point, we have a responsibility to call this what this is. This is ridiculous. This is a money grab. This, you know, he wants a million pounds to fight Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson the same night. Why would we want to see that? Like, what is the storyline there? I don't want to see Tyson. I don't want to see Holyfield. I don't want to see any of these older fighters get in the ring again, because the sport is dangerous. And we need to understand that this is not like, you know, basketball or baseball where you can have like a, you know, the old timers game and everyone can have fun. No, this is punching people in the face. John Fury's greatest accomplishment is being the father of Tyson Fury. I don't think that warrants a big pay-per-view fight, especially at his age.
Well, Ryan, all your points are have a lot of merit, and I agree with you. But also, let me just add my 2 cents worth here. It seems that media all over the world now, for majority of them, the attention being given to a lot of celebrity fights, or fights that involve a lot of, as you've mentioned, the old timers, have been getting a lot of mileage. I think it also is simply because of the outrageousness of the idea. In the same breath, could it also be, Ryan, because of the lack of excitement as far as the sport of boxing is concerned?
I think that there is some frustration, sure, that the big fights have not been happening. And then the fights that are scheduled, something seems to happen. Either someone tests positive for COVID or gets injured, and we never see those fights. So there is a void to be filled there. I mean, no one woke up and said, hey, I want to see, you know, Evander Holyfield get in the ring with Vitor Belfort. You know, it's, you know, there was this void and it was filled. So I think that there is some truth to that. But at the same time, I think that what we can do is express what is going on with the sport, why some of these fights that are happening are actually meaningful, are something to look forward to. And hopefully that will get people's minds off of the ridiculousness of, you know, wanting to see, I don't even know, who's the oldest living heavyweight champion now. Maybe we can get some guy in the 60s, 70s in the ring, you know, because I miss it. Nostalgia is great. You know, when Kiss goes on tour or Bruce Springsteen.
There you go.
One, like, you know, Evander Holyfield go out there again. Come on, like, leave the past in the past.
Well, would you want to see the Beach Boys or whatever's left of the Beach Boys?
As long as they're not punching each other in the head. Sure. Why not? I'll go to Kokomo. Cool.
Okay, just to end this particular topic of discussion, is it also maybe, well, you already mentioned COVID and what it has done to the sport. Do you think the audience really misses that enormity or that consecutiveness of good fights. Because as you said, COVID really has decimated, or not really decimated, but has really shortened or made a lot of the worthy bouts less. And add to that, if there is no avenue for them to watch it on television, if there is television coverage, makes them miss really good fights, and some of them cannot really be put out there, so to speak.
I was just thinking about this last night. Like, I remember that those few months during the beginning of the pandemic when there was no boxing. When because I was looking through Box Rec and I was trying to see what I'm going to write about this week. And I was like, I remember this was empty one time. So, I mean, and then we were sort of like grateful just to see anything. So that is past. And boxing has to, get it together. And I think that starts with boxers taking the necessary precautions to ensure that they do not contract COVID, getting vaccinated. I mean, Teofimo Lopez had a fight canceled. That's going to be rescheduled, of course, for the next couple of weeks. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder is coming up. That was another fight that was rescheduled. So hopefully the wait is worth it, and we get to see these fights and move forward with the storylines of boxing, because it's sort of like when a TV show gets canceled mid-season and you have to find reruns to fill in the void. That's what we're getting now with reruns from Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, or whoever else wants to come back and try to make a payday.
So for all of you that are watching this, heed the words of Ryan Songalia. It does not pay to watch reruns.